Hi everyone, this is Ilina and welcome to another LDRS creative card making video. For today's cards, I actually made two cards. I will be using the Christmas Inlay stamp set along with the Good Cheer Sentiments stamp set. Also very similar to the Christmas Inlay stamp set is Cozy Days Inlay stamp set. So I really like the concept of those, and making cards or just stamping those images is so much fun. So here I have a sample. We'll be using those images for today's cards. So I have from the Christmas, and then I have from Cozy Days with um, the deers. So you can put few scenes together, and it's so much fun. I'm also using the arches dies along with the scallop stitch arches to frame that image. So let's get started. I already have cut panels, A2 size, and we're gonna die cut those once we're done stamping. So I will be making two cards, but if you're mass producing, if you're using stamp positioning tool, you can make bunch of those at once. So I'm starting with the green layer, and I'll stamp it a couple times. I'll be also using the Dip and Dab Pouncers from LDRS Creative to add a little bit more depth to the image. So as you saw me there, I pulled that out from the little container, and I'm adding darker green to my tree and the base for that tree. So you can see it's a little bit darker. I'm adding a little bit more to enhance that contrast. I think I like how that looks. So next, let's stamp the second panel, and you can keep adding those in your stamp positioning tool depending on how many you want to make. So if you saw earlier, I had already stamped a bunch of those. When I was making sample cards, I stamped a bunch extra ones so I can use when Christmas time comes and I don't have any cards on hand. So next I'm positioning the second layer. This is the, and to be honest, it does not matter if you stamp this one as the second layer or you go with the tree or the little house, but I decided to go with the stars as the second layer. Usually I use the largest one or the base as the first layer, and then you can see everything it nestles around it very nicely. So here I'm using gold ink that I have in my stash. And you can use any ink you like for the stars. You can do them yellow or orange. Or if you like ink blend around it, you can emboss those in white. But I decided to do gold since I'll be using some gold cardstock for the scallop stitched arch frame. So next I stamped the tree using brown ink. I'm going to stamp it one more time to have nice and even coverage of the ink. I'm moving back to the second panel, and I'll do the same thing. Okay, next we just have that little house that goes on the right side left. I'm positioning that too, and I'll pick it up with the door of my stamping tool. For this, you can either go with red or blue or any color of your choice. I decided to go with blue or aqua color. And next I'm adding a little bit darker color using a smaller pouncer. I felt like using the large one I would cover the entire image, so just switched to small one that I had in my drawer. Next I'm repeating the same process for the second panel. And with this, our little scene is complete. So now we just need to stamp a sentiment. Actually, I'm adding a little bit darker ink here to create that shadow. So let's stamp a sentiment. I'll want to stamp wishing you a little merry little Christmas. And once I had that grid transparency there, I noticed that it's not perfectly straight, so that's why I had it angled. Being engineer, I want everything to be lined up, so you will see here the Christmas sentiment does not look straight, but once we die cut that one, it will die cut it to be straight. I just placed that I lined up the one of the lines to go across the center of the tree, like the very tip of the tree, and like the middle on the very bottom. So that way I knew that it's nice and straight and everything is lined up. So next I'm putting back my grid transparency because I want to line up, make sure that Wishing You is also nice and straight and it looks good. And before I stamp on my panel, I stamp it on the scrap piece of paper. It's not really scrap, it's just another panel that I use for testing. I just want to make sure that it's parallel with the rest of the sentiment and it's also centered. So that looks good, and I will go and stamp Wishing You on both of the panels. Okay, so next we just need to do some die cutting. We need to die cut these panels using the arch dies, and then I'm using a coordinating size of the scallop stitched arch to die cut a mat from brushed gold cardstock. So by magic of YouTube, I have here two card bases. They are white. I have die cut the arches, the mats, and also have two A2 size pieces of pool cards or aqua cardstock that I will add on top of my note card instead of creating full color note card. So this will give us a little bit extra sturdiness and also will save us some of that cardstock. So we're just using, I have a lot of pre-made white note cards and I have a lot of white cardstock. So typically, and I like when I'm writing a card to have a white background inside. So I'm writing on white. I could either add a panel of white cardstock or just do as I'm doing here, adding an A2 panel on the front. So here I'm just assembling everything. I'm using some foam tape to add those layers together. And then for one card I added that scallop arch directly using just liquid adhesive, and the second card I popped that layer also on using foam tape. So that's one card is done. Next is the second one, and here you can see I just left this portion in. You can see that I'm adding some foam tape, and here this is a very thin foam tape, 1 millimeter. Standard foam tape is about 2. So here are the finished cards. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and also please visit the LDRS Creative website blog and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Bye.